Firstly, with charts, really just make sure the data gets in there, that you do your job by entering it accurately, and then let the chart utility do its job. If you make sure there's no spaces, it's all in, a good order, it's going to work well. So firstly, I need to just, customize the chart with some formatting. So I'm going to, select for the headers, give it a bit of a special custom color scheme. Make sure it's still easy to read no matter what. I will select the bottom row, and I'm gonna play with the border a little bit. Give it a big border, thicker border, and have it underneath. And then maybe perhaps here I will choose a dotted line and use a bit of a dotted line here just to sort of separate it, and you can customize it the way you would like. I have the date, and I want to make sure it's entered correctly as a date because this will help it sort correctly. So under format, I'm going to go to number and then date. Now I want to also make sure that my percentages format are in percentage, and I'm actually going to go and scroll all the way to the bottom, more format, custom number format, and I can see I've selected a percentage with no decimal places, just the percent. Okay, so let's use some formulas to calculate the average. So equal sign begins the formulas, and for average, just type in average. I select the range of my cells and I press enter. I can copy this over. The formulas are relative. I'll select Control C and Control V and paste it over. Now to see how I've improved, and I need to use some mathematical operators. So equal sign. So I wanted to take in brackets my last value minus my starting value divided by the starting value. Now I would like this to be in percent. That will look a little nicer. So I can also just click here, format as percent. There we go. And when I copy it over, I can again paste it, and so I've improved according to these sample numbers by 44% for words per minute and almost 20% by accuracy. And I double click here, I make sure I've typing log, put the date in here, I double click up here, make sure the name is correct, and I'm ready to add my chart. So that the data is entered, I'm going to create my chart. I'm going to select my entries and my header rows. I'm going to select Insert Chart. And here's kind of a default chart. And it's picked up that the two columns are words per minute and accuracy. And it's labeled it in a column chart. Now, what I would like is I want the x-axis to have a clear label, the dates. You must put the dates on the x-axis. And if your dates are not written in date format, but you've just typed out, different numbers or different months, it will not work. Put it all in date format. I'll click here. I'll select the range and click OK, and it is ready to go. Sometimes you can see that there's a little bit of a issue. What happened was that I didn't select the top row. Now it's good, so I want to make sure that it's all the ranges match up. So we have A1 to C3 is our chart. So I'm going to customize it a little. So I am going to customize the vertical axis. I'm going to actually specify which series will be on which axis. So right now, the um, words per minute is on the left. I'm going to select accuracy, and I'm going to put it on the right axis. And now you can see there's two separate scales. There is the percentage and the words per minute, and each bar, works for that. And what I'm going to do is I am going to now just, format. I'm going to add the chart title. You know, always put a clear title, and I'll make it a little bit bigger so that it's easily seen, and I'll center it so it's right in the center. I'd like to customize the legend, you know, uh, instead of auto, I'm going to put it below, so it's a little bit out of the way. The horizontal axis, I'm going to make the font a little bigger so you can see the dates clearly. For the vertical axis, so I'm going to click on which one I want. So I want double click on the left one. I'm going to make that bigger. I'm going to give it a minimum value because we don't really need the whole thing. I'm going to start it at 40, and then you can see the changes a little bit better. I'm going to double click on the right, and then I'm going to again make the font a bit bigger, and we don't need the whole scale. I'm going to start at 75%, and that way you can see the changes a little bit better. And things I could customize the grid lines, the chart style. I could give it a background color if I wanted to. Maybe I'll just show you how you can change the color if you want. You can make it 3D if you wanted. Now, one thing under setup, I'm going to switch things up, and I'm going to make the accuracy a line chart. It'll stand out a little different, and it'll make it a little clearer, which one's which. So I'm going to select, here's all the options here, and the one that I want is a combination chart. So I have my, going to click here on the series, and I want it, firstly, I want the line to be bigger so you can easily see it. And I'm going to make it, a different color. Now I'm going to double click on the words per minute, and again, well, if you want to do custom, you can pick any color you want. I'll go with a light green, and there I have, kind of a light green. And if I want to do this, I can right click this. So I click on the three dots, download as an image, and that will allow me to attach it into a Word document or something like that, download as a PNG. But what I want to do is I move it to its own sheet. Click on the three dots, move to its own sheet. I'm going to double click on that, typing log chart, and then you can easily see this. I'm also maybe double click on the legend, and we'll make the legend a bit bigger so that it's a little easier to read, because readability of the charts is key. So now I have done a chart with two different axes, with some customized color and some customized formatting that will be quite easy to read. And actually, I'm going to change the color back because I think this will just add to the readability. Now, I'm ready to save my document and drop it off.